DonInLondon, hello, July 6th, 2009. My videos all about recovery from either addiction to substance or behaviour, or both substance and behaviour. My favourite substance to be addicted to all those years. I don't know how many years I was actually addicted, but I'm probably addicted to the effect it had. And that was alcohol. And any other substance? Not really. More to do with behaviour. Workaholic, relationshipaholic, gymaholic, you name it. I could behave to addiction levels, I guess, trying to be perfect, or as near as could be. After all, that's what we think we ought to be doing, some of us anyway, rather than maybe finding a bit of balance in each day. So it's some years since I stopped drinking, and it's only a one-day program I'm in, which is part of a fellowship, the one-day program that is, and me, the fellowship of AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, and some people love it, some people hate it, some people say derogatory things, some people think it's got dogma, some people think it's a cult. Well, round here it's just a fellowship, and ironically, people who go to it are unique and authentic human beings, and the very last thing they want is for someone else to tell them what to do, or to provide them guidance. And the gift of AA is, there is no human person high enough or has enough status to actually say, I'm in charge, because nobody is in charge. It's a society, a fellowship. And the complaint that most people have about AA is that when they go there, they can't be fixed straight away, and they can't take over control, and they cannot manipulate, just simply because everybody is unique and authentic, hopefully, or trying to be. And for those who wish to, I suppose, poke fun or undermine recovery of some people, I guess it's just their way. However, there is much truth said in complaints about how people in AA may behave. Some people behave towards the 12-step program, some people don't. They have their own agenda and another 12-step program, which is all about them, or if I were one of those, I'd be all about me. So the fellowship of AA, if you go in with your eyes open and listen a while, and find some people have some experience, strength and hope to share on what AA can do and what it can't do. It cannot make your life better, only you can do that. It can help all of us get better choices in life, find our unique, authentic self, if we don't know who we are yet, and I certainly don't know who I am from one day to the next, so I get a bit of an inkling, an understanding, and make good choices, hopefully, one day at a time. So the preamble shared at every meeting of AA is this, shared at every meeting I know in London. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution, does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. And I didn't go to an AA meeting yesterday, which was my choice in the end. I was quite fatigued by I suppose about 7 in the evening, and I was tired, so I didn't go. But yeah, I haven't actually suffered any sort of outrageous pangs of wanting to drink or not. All I have is a bit of a headache, I think from being in the sunshine too long and helping build a shed. So yes, we do things strangely in AA. We do ordinary things like build sheds, have cups of tea, eat biscuits, well, a modest amount in my case. I have type 1 diabetes as well. And just so you know, if you see somebody going into shock with a hypo regarding type 1 diabetes, if they're still alert enough to drink something, give them a sugary drink, not a big one, just a medium-sized one, and it should bring them round fairly quickly. But if they do keel over and you can't wake them up, call an ambulance, please. It could be me. So anyway, yesterday was a good day. I saw my sister and my mum for lunch, and it's coming up to a very important anniversary for my sister about her partner, who died 2 years ago tomorrow, and we were able to raise a toast in water and apple juice to Christopher, who's no longer with us, and he had a great impact on many people around here. So it was a joyful lunchtime because we were able to celebrate what he did and to be able to understand a little bit more about the man. Now he's missing, just the way it is sometimes. We don't know a person that well because they're always there, and that's true of people who need sobriety like me. I was always there in my life, but I didn't have much of a clue what was going on most of the time, other than I would work hard so that people wouldn't bother me. I would isolate quite often so I could find oblivion from the horribleness of my life. I knew it wasn't quite right, but I didn't realise I had clinical depression as well. So, we learn a bit as we go. Anyway, these videos about AA, as I say, nobody's in charge. Anybody who complains about another person exerting too much will or too much manipulation over themselves or other people will find that other people will just say, go away, that person who's trying to exert power, because it's about equalness and being able to cope with the day and make good choices and live a life plan which is one day long. So for those who have found ordinary humans can still be bad in AA, you're absolutely right, and the same is true in society and civilization. If you were going around with rose-tinted spectacles on and expected everybody to behave the way you behave, well, if you're a good person, you don't have a problem, other than being aware that some people will let us down. But if you're a bad person, you can expect the worst, because you'll find other people behaving just as you do. So, good or bad, there are people in AA who are looking for recovery, and that doesn't necessarily follow that they're going to be a good person. There are consequences to people's life experience, and sometimes they keep on doing the same old stuff over and over again. And that's madness, but I cannot speak to another person's madness, only my own. Anyway, the daily reflections for today, it says here, identifying fear. Well, I had a lot of that. Chief activator of our defects has been self-centered fear, and I don't know when mine started. I think when I was very young. It was all to do with an imbalance in my chemistry. When I feel uncomfortable, irritated or depressed, I look for fear. The evil and corroding thread is the root of my distress. Fear of failure, fear of others' opinions, fear of harm, and many other fears. I have found a higher power who does not want me to live in fear, and as a result, the experience of AA in my life is freedom and joy. I am no longer willing to live with the multitude of character defects that characterized my life while I was drinking. Step 7 is my vehicle to freedom from these defects. I pray for help in identifying the fear underneath the defect. And then I ask God to relieve me of that fear. This method works for me without fail and is one of the great miracles of my life in Alcoholics Anonymous. So for me, God works through people. God is truth, and God is love, and those are fairly good keystones or anchors for me. So if I can access my good conscience, which is about to the good of life, then life is going to be a bit sweeter, I hope. So step 6, which is all about defects of character, which go with 7 deadly sins. I'll give you them: pride, envy, wrath, sloth, gluttony, lust. I've got a little list here. And then the virtues, step 7. Well, I want more of these things. Here we go. Faith, hope, charity, prudence, temperance, fortitude, and justice. So I sort of put it down, the things I want more of, where I've got shortcomings, it's more faith, more courage, more confidence. And where I have the sin side, if you like, it's to do with fear, putting on a brave face, and ego controlling me or my actions. So, and as Bill sees it, I haven't got time for it again. Either I have to do longer videos or cut out some of the stuff where I waffle on too much. But for me today, I will go to a meeting, maybe at lunchtime if it's not raining, but certainly tonight, and see what happens. My overall balance at the moment is average to okay. Rotten headache, but I think that might be lack of water and dehydration. I've checked my blood sugars, they're alright, so it's not all bad news this morning. So, the serenity prayer to your higher power, or good conscience, or to God, or a chair leg, whatever turns you on. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. It is only for today. Yeah, and my time is up.